Charlamagne is off on this one. Oh my goodness. So, if you haven't heard, there's been like this little beef between rapper Plies and Charlamagne the God. Now, I saw what both of them had to say, and based off of what I've seen from both of them, I'm gonna have to argue with Plies. I'm gonna have to go with Team Plies on this one. I can't believe that in a million years, in 2 billion years, I'll say, all right, I never thought in the history of my life, of being alive on this planet, that I'd be agreeing with this mofo Plies, okay? That goes to show you that we are truly in end times, okay? That goes to show you, bruh, Book of Revelation, whatever you believe, I'm just saying, we're definitely in end times. Nevertheless, Charlamagne was commenting on what Plies said. And Charlamagne was like, hey, there's nothing wrong with asking questions or finding out policy. The vote isn't free. Plies is 100% wrong on this.
Plies is absolutely, positively wrong. If people are asking questions, that's great. I don't even know why Plies is making this a black woman versus black man thing. This isn't about black men and black women. It's about elected officials and potential voters. The whole point of campaign season is for candidates to go out there and explain to the American people why they should be the one in charge of this country. Votes are earned, not given.
Now, here's the thing. I watched Plies' video, okay? And I heard what he was saying. What Plies was saying was essentially that he has seen a certain level of scrutiny, specifically from black men, towards Kamala Harris. And that scrutiny in and of itself is nothing wrong with it, but that scrutiny is a bit hypocritical because that is only being applied exclusively to Kamala Harris. That when you ask these black men, well, what policy do you like about Trump? They don't have anything. When you ask these black men, well, why are you voting for Trump? They don't have anything to say. That the same level of scrutiny applied to Kamala Harris is not being applied to Donald Trump. Plies was saying, hey, if you got all these questions for Kamala, you should have the same damn questions for Trump. That's what you should have.
It is real quick. But to everybody who, especially the ones who look like me, and the men who look like me, who quick to, if Kamala want my vote, she need to explain herself to me what she gonna do for the black people. Listen, stop asking a motherfucking black woman to explain themselves to you, or explain themselves to y'all. If y'all ain't willing to ask a motherfucking white man to motherfucking explain himself. Y'all cool with the white man not explaining his motherfucking self to you. Oh, the motherfucking black, she need to explain herself to me what she gonna do for the black community. She want my vote, she need to explain herself. You ain't motherfucking asking the white man to explain his motherfucking self. You too motherfucking scared to ask him. Motherfucking somebody need to explain something to y'all. Well, she been in the office already 3.5 years. Why she ain't do all the things she said she was gonna do? Cause she ain't the motherfucking president, that's why. When you go to the motherfucking McDonald's, that lady that's the motherfucking manager, she don't get to do what the fuck she wanna do. She might can give you some motherfucking fries, but that's about it.
He's out of line, but he's right.
And you know what? He's 100% correct. This is something that I've seen. Now, I'm no one who's going rah-rah Kamala or rah-rah Trump. I'm definitely not Trump, okay, presently, because the man is off his rocker. Maybe if Trump was, it was 2016 Trump, sure. Right now, I don't know what he's on. But when it comes to Kamala, I'm definitely seeing the animosity and a little bit of bitterness from many black men. Because what these black men say, they bring up just frivolous talking points. Because the issue is they'll talk about, well, what about Kamala's policy? What about her policy? Now, that is twofold, right? It's multifaceted. Because first off, if you wanted to know about her policy, you could look up as far as what she said she wants to implement during her time in the White House. That's what she said, okay? You can look it up. It's there. Secondly, the thing is that if she were to put out all of her policies, which is going to happen, I don't know why people think that she's going to have all the way up until November and not have a policy chart on her website. It's just foolishness, right? That's why I'm saying this is a foolishness question. It's just to be a chaos, just to cause chaos. But the real issue is that if she were to bring out, hey, these are my policies, bam, 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 bam. Do you think that these black men who are constantly talking about policy, do you think that they would shut up? Do you think that upon her putting out the policy that they would go, you know what? I'm going to vote for Kamala. Absolutely. I see her policy. She good. Yeah. You know that's not going to happen. You know it and I know it. That some of these Negroes just want to complain because either A, They have an issue with black women, and a lot of this issue with black women, I didn't see this crossing over into the political realm. I genuinely didn't. I didn't anticipate it. But a lot of this comes from the black manosphere, which is absolutely a bunch of cucks. It just is what it is. It's a bunch of beta men talking to other beta men. That's what the black manosphere is. So a lot of that mentality against the black woman or the modern black woman has leaked its way into the political arena. So now that you have a black woman, and ironically enough, I guess they hate her when she's a black woman, but still hate her even though she's not a black woman. So I don't even understand the hatred or the animosity towards her. But a lot of that stems from the manosphere, which has caused them to not only have a disconnect with black women, but to have a disconnect with women in general. And then you have, as far as the religious nuts, who are like, well, a woman can't lead the country. They can't be in a position of power or authority. There's a lot of, and when I use this term, I don't use it lightly. There's a lot of misogyny. And what our misogyny is not how white liberals describe misogyny. Misogyny is a hatred of women. And a lot of these dudes that I'm hearing have a hatred of women because they're not speaking logical, right? They're just saying, I don't like her. And when pressed about it, well, why don't you like her? Because I don't like her. Why do you like her? Why are you simping? And that's really honestly the type of dialogue trees that we're dealing with when it comes to these men. And many of them are A, not going to vote, and they weren't going to vote anyway because they don't have a history of voting, and B, they're politically ignorant. So they listen to other men or other channels that feed them misinformation. And because that they have such a hatred and disdain for Kamala Harris or for black women or for women in general, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Very much, where they have now surrounded themselves with an echo chamber, where they're not even questioning, oh, she sent parents to prison for truancy. Where did you hear that? Did you do any due diligence to that? No, but that's what she did. How do you know she did that if you didn't look into it, right? But then you ask them about Trump, and they have nothing to say about Trump, okay? You have these clowns out there that'll say, Trump never did anything to harm black people. You have these, as far as these white supremacists who are making themselves appear as pro-black. That's what's happening. We have gotten a whole bunch of actual Sambos who are masquerading with a pro-black mask on their face, trying to get black people to attack Kamala Harris while secretly, well, I didn't endorse Trump. I'm just saying he never did anything, against black people. That's what's happening right now. I hope people are wise enough to see this. So when it comes to Plies, he's absolutely correct. If you want to scrutinize Kamala Harris, absolutely, but have that same scrutiny towards Trump. So I find it absolutely interesting that nobody criticized Trump when he showed up to the NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists. Now, I'm going to be honest, I was guilty myself because I was like, hey, I was criticizing the black women on stage and they deserve criticism. But at the same time, how are you going to show up to a black event as you being a nominee for the presidency and not show up with a black agenda? That's where I dropped the ball, because he should have absolutely been flamed for not coming there with the black agenda. He should have absolutely been pressed for not coming there with the Platinum Plan 2.0. That's what he should have been pressed for. So I even fell victim to all the havoc, right, that was going on in attacking these women that deserved to be attacked. But the bigger attack should have been on Trump for being so disrespectful to show up to a black event with no black plan. To be so disrespectful to show up to a black event with no black tangibles. To be so disrespectful to show up to a black event with no black agenda, no black plan, nothing. I think many of us have to just, take a step back and really look at this, fairly, right? Be impartial as you can be. I know it's difficult, but I think we can do it. Anyways, guys, that's a video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe, look, you're just a Democrat chill. Democrat chill. That's what you are, Lucas. You're a Democrat chill. Or if you believe, well, you have to understand the issue is not about being a Democrat or Republican chill. The issue is about not being a hypocrite. That's one of the reasons I left when it came to the Republican Party and conservatism, because I was like, you all a bunch of hypocrites. You constantly want to talk about black people, but you don't want to help black people. So deuces. And now we see where they are right now, which is really, really very far from where they began. So it's problematic either way you look. But if you're going to bring that smoke towards Kamala, then you have to bring that smoke towards Trump. And if you don't, well, it obviously shows where your bias lies. And many of these black men who are politically uneducated, their bias lies with Trump. And much of the time, it has nothing to do with policy because they don't know Trump's policy. It has to do with the hatred of black women. It has to do with the hatred of women in general. That's an unfortunate reality of this situation. So anyways, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me. Disagreement Day. You can call in and we'll duke it out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think. What is the problem? How do we get past this obstacle? And subscribe and all that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing.
Y'all cool with the white man not explaining his motherfucking self to you.